Hello, I want to read to you today from Mark chapter 14, verses 33 through 31. It reads, He took Peter, James, and John with him and began to be deeply distressed and troubled. He said to them, I am deeply grieved to the point of death. Remain here and stay awake. He went a little further, fell to the ground, and prayed that if it were possible, the hour might pass from him. And he said, Abba, Father, all things are possible for you. Take this cup away from me. Nevertheless, not what I will, but what you will. Then he came and found them sleeping. He said to Peter, Simon, are you sleeping? Couldn't you stay awake 1 hour? Stay awake and pray, so that you won't enter into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Once again he went away and prayed, saying the same thing. And again he came and found them sleeping, because they could not keep their eyes open. They did not know what to say to him. Then he came a third time and said to them, Are you still sleeping and resting? Enough! The time has come. See, the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. So the context of this passage is Jesus taking his closest three disciples, Peter, James, and John, into the Garden of Gethsemane to keep watch and to pray with him. He goes a little ways away from them and prays to his Father intimately. His only charge to his disciples is to stay awake and to keep watch and to pray. He comes back the first time. He addresses Peter, who seems to be the leader of the three. He says to Peter, Are you asleep? Did you fall asleep? All I asked you to do was to stay awake and to pray. He charges him the same thing. He goes away. He comes back 2 more times. And the disciples do the same thing. And they know Jesus is deeply grieved. He says to the point of death. This is something serious. Now, Jesus knows our limitations. He says the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And that's true for all of us today. This reminds me of when I was younger. My dad would charge my siblings and me to clean our room or something like that. And he'd go away to work, and he expected these things to be done whenever he got back home. A lot of the time, we would waste our time and watch TV or play or something of that likeness, and he would come home, and we would hear his car pull in, and the hairs on the backs of our necks would stand up, and for good reason, because we disobeyed simple direct orders. And we knew there were consequences for that. And in the same way, today, we Christians are charged to watch, to stay awake, just as these disciples were in the garden. The fact is, Jesus is risen. He's at the right hand of the Father on high. And he's coming back again. He's promised us that. And he charges us to stay awake. And those who are awake when he comes back and ready to greet him will be blessed. So to summarize, just as the disciples in the Garden of Gethsemane were charged to watch and pray and stay vigilant, we also need to stay awake and fix our eyes on Jesus. We are surrounded in our day with enemies, those who hate God, those who hate Christ and the message he brings. But we need to be on guard. We need to stand watch. We need to be in prayer continually. And we need to look to Christ. He's our Savior. Thank you for listening to me today. God bless and peace.